What is up, my fellow stackers? That's right, Plumber Stacker's back with another video. How do you guys feel about spot price? Are we in a silver squeeze still? What's up with the high premiums? Let's get into it. Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back, my fellow stackers. There's a lot of wholesalers that have been complaining about being able to get large quantities of silver. Mints are shutting down for the most part. The US Mint just announced they're not going to do the mortgage and peace dollars this year because of lack of the planchets, whatever that means, come on. Lack of planchets, lack of silver makes a little bit more sense. But it's the government. I'm not 100% sure that they always tell us the truth. I could be wrong. Maybe they tell us the truth all the time and I'm just naive. I don't know. So this article is from Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance says, will silver prices see a massive short squeeze again in 2022? So here it says there are plenty of reasons why commodities are on the move, from rapidly surging global inflation, tightening supply versus soaring demand, logistical bottlenecks, to ever-growing supply chain issues, all combined with a very disruptive economic recovery. At this time, the switch toward a greener world is creating a fresh demand for metals such as copper, lithium, nickel, which all three of those have already started to take off. We all know what happened to nickel the last couple weeks, which are all key to the green energy revolution. Copper, lithium, and nickel prices have surpassed decades highs in recent months among the ongoing energy crisis, global supply chain issues, and booming demand from China and their aggressive drive to ensure blue skies for the Winter Olympics. Again, this is pre-war in Ukraine. However, silver has a bad habit of lagging behind the rest of the commodities complex for extended periods of time, but once it gets going, it really gets going. So I don't know about the really gets going part, but it should get going in short order here. With silver prices currently trading at 23, which right now is just under 25, is one of the most undervalued metals on earth right now and presents the biggest upside potential. They are talking about ETFs in this more and playing with the markets, trading it that way. So where the price is heading, watch commodities report now. So another one you can follow up on after that. This is a short article that kind of hits on some very key points as far as what silver should be doing, where it could be going. The outlook for silver demand in 2022 is exponentially promising, with global demand tipped to soar above 8% to a record of 1.11 billion ounces. The Silver Institute reported this week. Again, this is from Mining Weekly. There's plenty of articles out there that you can read. I do urge you all to please do your own homework, do your own research, read these articles. I am not a financial advisor. I am a plumber that loves to collect and stack silver and gold. The increase will be driven by record silver industrial fabrication, which is forecast to improve by 5% as the metal's use expands in both traditional and critical green technologies. The Institute forecasts that record photovoltaic installations will lift silver demand, this segment, to an all-time high in 2022. The outlook for silver demand in automotive and 5G related applications also remains robust, notwithstanding the prolonged worldwide chip shortage. Physical silver investment demand, consisting of silver bar and bullion coin purchases, which that is us people, is projected to jump 13% in 2022, achieving a 7-year high. Meanwhile, after shifting to a market deficit in 2021 for the first time in 6 years, the silver market is expected to record a supply shortfall of 20 million ounces this year. That says it's really not that much in terms of the amount that we produce every year, sell every year, and use every year. But it's a big amount, and there's other issues going on that are just now coming out, and we'll get into those a little bit later on in this video, where these numbers are, they're all, in my opinion, they're all a little bit low. This will be driven by higher output from primary silver mines. So they're saying that you know the larger mines are going to produce more now. So demand, supply and demand, right? So why is the mint getting cut off already? Why are wholesalers having so much trouble grabbing silver if they're increasing demand or productivity and pulling more out of the ground, but we're still not getting it to the market? It says output from primary silver miners, particularly from several big existing operations, and there's also new ones coming online. All other areas are expected to record lower volumes as reduced distress selling weights on jewelry and silverware scrap. Silver Institute is forecasting 2022's average silver price of 24.80, which is about where it's at right now. And they're forecasting that to be the price for the year. I've already seen it hit 26 with everything going on, which is 1% below average price of 2021. Even so, it will still represent a historically high yearly average. Early 22 has seen gross domestic product growth downgraded for several major economies, along with rising financial market volatility. This points to an increasing risk that the speed of the U.S. interest rate hiking cycle could turn out to be lower than current market expectations have allowed. As a result, silver prices should initially benefit from fresh investor interest and precious metals. Silver high beta should also see it outperform gold, with the gold to silver ratio projected to repeat below 70 by year's end. Great article, I think, kind of just brushes the surface on a lot of things. So another reason that pushed me into doing this video and doing a little bit more research on this is I watched the guy Smart Silver Stacker on YouTube. Just came out with a great videos talking about premiums, why they're so high. Doesn't make really much sense. I will put the link to that video in the description. But he's saying that silver eagles are $10-$12 over spot. Generic rounds $5-$7 over spot. Canadian maples $8 to $10 over spot. Here's your American silver eagles. I don't know one person that's out there continuously shopping and buying these things right now. $40, $42, $43, and as the spot price goes up, these are just gonna go up. Which will lead me to my end theory that I think everybody will find pretty interesting. Kitco says the global precious metals market could see another significant disruption in its supply chain after the London Bullion Market Association suspended membership of 6 Russian precious metal refiners. Then it goes on to say that these are only basically domestic refiners, so it's not really going to hurt the global supply chain. But any deduction in silver production, refining, anything is going to hurt the supply chain in one way or another. So this in a press release Monday, the LBMA said that in light of the UK, EU, US sanctions to ensure an orderly market, it has suspended the following gold and silver refiners immediately. So it lists those right there. It says these 6 refiners will no longer be accepted as a good delivery. It does say they responded to this article to Kitco. It says we do not expect there to be a huge impact on global supply chain. But it does say, however, he did add that global precious metal supply chain remains fragile and it recovers from the pandemic. Right now, the physical market is extremely tight. Everywhere you look, Weaver said, any physical metal that comes out of the marketplace is going to have an impact. It says right now, premiums are high because of the limitations of manufacturing process. No shortage at all of metals needed to make coins and bars. So why is the U.S. Mint cutting us off if there's no shortage for the metals to make the materials to make the coins and bars? Issues with the global physical metals market are less to do with the latest move by the LBMA, but are a reflection of the overall uncertain environment. He added that he doesn't see that the 6 refineries as a significant player in the global market. However, he added that the global supply chain remains at risk. A war in Eastern Europe could impact the movement of precious metals. Russia is not one of the leading exporters of gold or silver, he said, but they will also be able to get around those sanctions if they start trading to Shanghai Gold Exchange. Millman noted that the supply chain issues for mints are more to do with the labor market shortage impacting manufacturing than lack of supply. Millman said it doesn't expect premiums to shoot much higher than they already are at the elevated levels that they are. For other bullion dealers, they said they are waiting to see how long the sanctions will last. While Russia may not be a significant gold or silver exporter, is the second largest producer in the world, which is huge. And you know that there's back end stuff going on with them in China well before this, and other people as well, not just China and Russia. Most major mints, including the U.S. Mint, Royal Canadian Mint, Perth Mint, to name a few, use a domestic supply chain for their bullion products. Great articles to look into, and I really hope that you go and look into them, because there's a lot in there, and you can continue on. There's a lot more articles to find as well. Smart Silver Stacker. Now this is really what I wanted to talk about in this video. It's, are they intentionally rising the premiums so we stop buying so they can catch up on everything, right? So again, that would make perfect business sense, right? You hike everything up, you get people to stop buying these $40 American Silver Eagles. $40, I mean, get out of here. $38, $37, whatever. So it would make perfect sense for them to keep the premiums up or even a little higher. They'll keep the spot price down. They'll keep the markets happy. There's no huge jump in silver price, even though they've already, a lot of the experts have said that silver is always the one that lags behind. It's always the one that goes last. You gotta continue to buy no matter what. Like there's people out there that's gonna tell you stop buying, don't buy in the market right now. You're gonna buy high sometimes. You're gonna buy low sometimes. It's not gonna retrace. I mean, we can do another video on charts. It'll never retrace to where it was at before. It just won't. It might go down to the lower 20s eventually, but who knows when? And maybe it won't. Maybe things get worse. You don't know. This is our investment. This is our savings. This is our protection. Whatever you want to call it. It's a great place to put your money. The last note: if you're not wanting to stack and you're scared of these premiums, grab some 5-ounce bars. You can find these close to $30. Not this one. This one's got a little premium. Just an example. But you can get these pretty close to 30, sometimes a little bit less. Same with the 10-ounce bars. You can get some straight up generic 10-ounce bars, and you can get yourself 10 ounces of silver close to $30. That's about all I've really seen that's close to spot. You might even get it under 30. So maybe save your money just a little bit longer and spring for a 5-ounce or a 10-ounce. If you can't, I do not suggest you just completely stop buying. I really don't, because you don't know for sure. Nobody can tell you what this market's going to do ever. So if you stop now and then all of a sudden it just goes and it never comes back, you're going to kick yourself. Don't go crazy. Like there's no reason, I see anyway, and again, this is just my opinion, to go out there and flood your money, take your savings out and go buy 100 ounces of gold or silver, whatever you're going to do. Continue to buy the way you've always bought. If you feel that you need to buy just a little bit more this month, do it. If you feel you need to buy a little bit less, do it. But do your research. There's plenty of stuff out there. I bought a little bit more. I look for deals. I find the best deals that I possibly can. There's a place online. It's like cheapsilver.com or something like that. It'll show you all the bullion dealers with the cheapest price on whatever silver that they're selling at the time. Check it out. It's a good way to find some cheap silver. But don't stop. Don't get scared. Don't get scared one way or another. Don't FOMO. Definitely don't FOMO. FOMO is the worst thing you can do, because I did that when I first started stacking in 2020. I don't know what happened there. I bought 30s and above, and then it went. Don't do it. Just be smart, educate yourself, and have fun. There's a lot going on in this world. Make sure you smile. Make sure you have fun. Plumber Stacker. See ya. Thanks for watching the Plumber Stacker, where I show you my stack, but not my crack. Please like, share, and subscribe.